The following portion of the Arizona Daily Mix is sponsored by Phoenix Financial Retirement Planning.
It is amazing how many people are not ready for retirement. So here to help us move closer to living comfortable during retirement is JD Dorman of Phoenix Financial Retirement Planning. And JD,
yes,
you know, 90% of people worry about finances, as always. That's something they worry about.
Yes. But
I'm hearing like 100% worry about it when they're retired.
Yes.
Because they haven't planned properly, because they think they're maybe going to work forever or they're going to win the lotto. That's my retirement plan there.
Sure.
So how do we make sure that we are going to be comfortable when we retire?
The word plan really comes to mind. Planning. I mean, if you do anything in life that you have to do well at, usually there's a plan in place, whether, you know, it's basketball or you're at your job and you're coming up with some sort of development. I mean, it should be no different with retirement. Retirement, you have to come up with a strategy, a plan, and you're right. I bet you were a little bit surprised, maybe you weren't, that 90% of people are stressed and worried that they won't have enough money for retirement.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say I'm one of those people, because the thing is about planning, and I think what goes through everyone's mind is that, how can I save? How can I plan for retirement? But you're saying it's pretty easy, especially when they sit down with someone like you. You can walk them through things that they would never actually think about that helps them save.
The idea really is to have a plan that stretches what you already have and puts you on a pace to not run out of money. I mean, let's face it, you may want to downgrade or downsize your home. Okay, but do we really want to downsize or downgrade our life, our life skills, or what we do on a daily? I mean, usually people are the same. You know, I get the same request. I want to travel. I want to spend time with my spouse, or I don't. And maybe I want to pick up a hobby with the spouse, maybe not. So those are different things that definitely come up. But strategy, planning, and having a mechanism, a plan that will allow you to take whatever you've saved and stretch it for as long as you live, that really is a game changer. And we do have that. And it hasn't been around forever. It just pretty much came out in 1998. We call them index plans. And they are specifically designed for people to have lifetime income. I mean, that's really what it's for. And back in 98, it was, they were really trying to come up with something for seniors. Because that was a really big concern back then, and they were just not having a good time, letting their money work for them and helping them along the way.
So we are seeing people who are going to retirement having family members come back to live with them and be with them. So that's something that also you say we need a plan. Even though hopefully it doesn't happen. I was
just going to say, I don't think a lot of parents don't listen to that one. They're like, please don't bring them back here.
But it sometimes will happen. But that's also too where you sit down going, okay, let's talk about a plan for backup, for just in case, for emergencies and stuff that we don't think about in retirement, because we think, okay, we're retired and we're just going to live forever. I mean, that's sometimes when people think when they're retired it's going to be forever, or things are going to be fine forever. But I got
a 50-50 with this sometimes. You have people that don't want to retire, or they can't stop. I mean, I can't tell you how many people, say, I'm going to retire. They have the retirement plan, they have the party, and then after, like, I don't know what to do with myself. I get 50% to do that. Then I have the other 50, like, no, I'm done. I want to travel. I want to do some other things, and I'm out. But then the concern comes. Do I have enough? I mean, really, what's the number? People ask me that all the time. Well, how much do I have to have? How much do I have to save? What is my number, JD? Right. How do we do that? Well, there's a way to do that. We calculate that for you.
Yeah, and that's sitting down and making a plan. Because the thing is that my plan is going to be different than my neighbor's plan, and even maybe my spouse's plan. And I got to really look at that. Absolutely. And that's why 100%. You pretty much don't cater into the way of one fits all.
No, we're all like snowflakes, Brad. Okay, all individual. Everybody's different. Okay, so everyone's going to have different ideas, likes, not likes, whatever you want to call it. But, there are some similarities. Like I said, traveling, there's some different things. But, we're living longer, which is great. Yeah. So when we're living longer and we know this, we need to make sure that we're not forced to work at Walmart. Okay? Right. If you want to go work at Walmart and be a greeter, that's fantastic. Good for you. And you want to get exercise and do all that. But if you don't want to do that, it is essential to come see someone like myself.
And it's never too late to start planning,
no.
So everybody can start doing it.
No.
And very important. And what was one thing I was going to ask you about planning? What are one tips that we can do right now before we come see you? What's one thing we could do before we come see you?
Let's say, okay, so you're employed at the moment. make sure that you're taking enough out of your daily or your weekly check. Okay, your income, whether you get paid twice a month or once a week or whatever it is, make sure that you're delegating enough to that 401k plan, hopefully, or if you have some sort of pension plan. If you do not, make one yourself. You can do that. You can come to someone like myself and we can create an IRA, but it is really important to make sure that you're taking money out of your check. Don't just keep living and living and living, because you're going to wake up one day, hopefully, at 65, hopefully, and you don't want to just go to an advisor like myself and expect us to pull a rabbit out of our hat, so to speak. So, yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but yes. But it's a family show, so we'll stick with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. You have to sometimes be blunt with people, and it hurts, but you know what? Your honesty gets them to the retirement and the comfort they want to be at, which is
we want to motivate. We definitely want to motivate and educate, for sure. Absolutely, 100%, and the quicker the better. Absolutely, no doubt about that.
I like it. All right, where can we get a hold of you?
You can go to phoenixfinancialretirement.com or phoenixfinancialplanning.com. My number, like I said, you'll get me. I say this every time I'm on, 602-550-7538. And you won't get my assistant. It'll go right to me unless I'm with someone else, and we'll talk about it. And we'll set a time. I do not charge to sit with people. A lot of advisors do. I do not. We're just going to have a conversation. I make suggestions. You make decisions.
Got it. JD, thank you. I love it.
Always.
You're ready for retirement.
Pleasure.
Thanks, JD.
Yep.
Right. All right. Come on back. Find out what Wally is saying about the new Subaru when the mix returns.
The preceding portion of the Arizona Daily Mix was sponsored by Phoenix Financial Retirement Planning.